Okay, so today we're talking about quadratic formula. So you learned this as freshmen, and I know if in some teachers' classes you learned it by singing it to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel. Well, I'm not doing that again, but it is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And of course, quadratic in standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. And we're going to set it equal to 0 since we're solving. Okay, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the zeros, roots, solutions, and so forth. So example 1, if I have 3x squared plus 23x plus 40 equals 0, then if I label my a, b, and c, my a is 3, b is 23, c is 40. And I'm going to take that and plug it into the quadratic formula. So I have x equals plus or minus negative, let's start over. X equals negative b, so negative 23, plus or minus square root of 23 squared minus 4 times 3 times 40 all over 2 times 3. So when we simplify this, I'm going to have negative 23 again, plus or minus. If we go ahead and do 23 squared, I get 529. 4 times 3 times 40 is negative 480 all over 6. Okay, let's go ahead and simplify underneath the square root. So negative 23 plus or minus the square root of 49 over 6. Well, this 49, I know what that is. That is 7. So this becomes negative 23 plus or minus 7 over 6. So here's where you're going to have to split it up to get your two different answers. I'm going to take negative 23 and I'm going to add 7 and divide by 6. If you're going to do it in your calculator, make sure you do the top in parentheses. So this becomes negative 16 over 6, which is negative 8/3. And then I'm going to take negative 23, I'm going to subtract 7 divided by 6. So this is, again, top first, negative 30 divided by 6, which is negative 5. So my solutions would be negative 8/3, 0, and negative 5, 0. Because remember, those are the points where that parabola crosses the x-axis. Alright, example 2. 3x squared plus 2x equals negative 4. So if you remember from the other day, I said when we're solving it needs to equal 0. So in order to make this equal 0, I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So I have 3x squared plus 2x plus 4 equals 0. The other thing is try to make your a be positive. It just makes things easier in the long run, simplifying and so forth. Okay, so a is 3, b is 2, c is 4. So if we go ahead and plug that in, I'm going to have x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a, plugging all those values in. So I have negative 2 plus or minus square root 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 times 4 is 48 all over 6. Okay, negative 2 plus or minus square root 4 minus 40 is negative 44 all over 6. Okay, so now this is where we need to take that square root of negative 44 and simplify, because it's not a perfect square. Well, this becomes square root of negative 1 times square root of 44, which is I. And then square root of 44 I can simplify by doing the biggest perfect square. So the biggest perfect square that goes into that is 4. 4 times 11. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 root 11. So now if I combine all of this, I end up with negative 2 plus or minus 2i squared 11 over 6. Okay, I need to go ahead and write this as simplified as possible. So if I rewrite this as negative 2 over 6 plus or minus 2i of root 11 over 6, I can reduce the 2 6 and 2 6 here. It reduces to negative 1/3 plus or minus 1i, so just I, squared 11 over 3. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. So this would be your final answer here. You could leave it like this, or you could write them as two different answers, the plus and the minus version. Just know that there are two because of that plus or minus. Alright, so that's quadratic formula. The assignment for this is A16, page 297, 2 through 20 evens. Please let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.